recording. Okay, good morning, guys. I'm recording again. So, we are starting our CSS class from today, and we will be going just basic CSS. Okay, so I have created this folder, right? CSS folder in my project main folder, and added one.css for today class. I have index HTML page and style.css. So in index page as normal, right? I will add exclamation and this will create my index page. So I will call it basic CSS. Okay. Now I will just link my CSS file, right? This is called external. I'm linking, okay, external file. So dot slash will give me all the file in this directory, okay? Because my index page, right, is in the one.css. So everything in that one.css I'm going to get here. Yeah. And that is what you see here, dot slash. And that's how I will select my CSS. Okay. So let's look at here, right? Quickly. CSS introduction. CSS is the language we use to style web page, correct? So, and okay, that is a link I will change later, right? CSS stand for the full form, okay? Cascading style sheet. CSS describe how HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen, paper, or in the other media, right? So the what is the difference between HTML tag, right, or HTML element and CSS, and why they are so important in web development? Okay, HTML is and CSS is not the same thing, right? HTML gives the structure or layout of the page, basically structure of the page, right? Means like a framework. Okay, you add the structure of the building, right? Similarly, HTML is the structure. Now decorating the structure, right, the building, we use CSS, making nice fancy site, right? That is CSS. Okay. And the when we learn javascript is a programming language to interact with something, like to take some action, right, to do some or to add some function. We use JavaScript. Okay. So and CSS save a lot of work, right? It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. So external style sheets are stored in CSS file. Okay. This is external, right? So what we have done is external style sheet here. You can write CSS in the same page and also outside, right? Yeah. So first let's try to understand the rules, right, of writing the CSS rules. Okay. There is three things. Selector, you see the H1, right? Selector, property, and value. And this is the object, right? See the curly bracket that that holds the data inside the curly bracket. Basically it is kind of object, and it has the property and value. So you're gonna learn same object in JavaScript also. Okay, similar kind of thing, right? But here the value is added without, like a normal, just type, right? Orange or center, or maybe whatever the color name, right? That is what you're gonna do. So declaration, property plus value, right? This is called declaration. Okay, this whole thing is declaration, property plus value. That's it. If you remember this one, right, you are done. Okay, you are done. Now the point is selector, right? How many different way you can select the element? Okay, so let's start with here, right? First I will tell you the CSS and how different way you can apply CSS. Okay, so I'm going to add heading 1. Okay, heading 1, right? Yeah. And let's say I can use style attribute, right? Say style attribute and put color, right? Color to red. See, like that. And this is the attribute. Is what? Attribute is the property, right? In the HTML tag, in any HTML you can add attribute which provide additional additional information about that tag, right? So this tag now becomes red. Okay, and this is called inline style, right? So let's check online now. Let's go online. See, my heading one is red. Okay, simple, right? I will put side by side so we can see now, right, while working. Okay, so this is called inline style. You can add multiple styles. So every this is property and value, right? Every property and value can be separated with semicolon like that. And I can say uh, font size, right? Font size maybe 28 pixels. I do that. Save. It reduce, right? But if I make it more like a 68 pixel, big, see, it become big. Okay. So that's how you apply inline style. Inline. This is what inline style, right? Now internal. What is internal style? So here now I will type style tag here, right? In my head section. This is the head, right? Head section means what? Inside the head here. I will put style and I'm gonna add now. I'll just select h1 tag, right? H1 tag like this, and I will say background color, right? Background color to let's make it blue, right? See, so this is called internal. This is inline. Same line is inline. Remember inline element and block element in the same line of the same with the HTML is inline. This is internal means in the same page of the index, and this become external. Okay, external. Yeah. So it depends, right? If I go here and put back h1 tag again, right, and put background color of blue, not blue, but let's say aquamarine. So which will be the first one, right? Which will be here, because this style comes after the link, right? So that means that's why it's this one. But if I put this on the top, sometimes you may be doing some this kind of mistake, right? But see, now my link is coming after this style. So that's why the style background is coming from the external file. So remember that, okay? And if I go back here, right, and I put background again, background color to orange, okay? Then, oh, sorry, no comma here, okay? This will be semicolon. See, because inline is the first one, right? Inline, is the I mean, inline is what? This is the last one style, right? So inline has the higher precedence, means whatever you put style in the inline will be the in the top level. Then whatever it comes here, right? Style or link does not matter. Whatever is the above the tag, right? I mean, it between which one comes first? This one, right? I mean, this come first, this come after that. But trust me, the below, the bottom one has the last one has the higher precedence. Higher precedence. So this is the last one, right? Inside the head. That's why it is coming from here before. But now the again below that one is heading one, right? So whatever I put here will have the higher precedence. Means this style will take over, right? All right. So we learned about the precedence, right, between and difference between external, internal, and inline style. Okay, that is enough for now, right? Just remember that. Okay, and what I will do, I'm going to delete this all. Let's remove this for now, and and I will put h1 tag, and I will call heading 1 again, right? Save. So it get back to the normal, right? Okay, we have style from here. That's what is affected now. Okay, so the point here now, right? What are the different way to select element? This is the name selection. This is what the name, right? H1 is the name of the element. So you can select any element with the name. Example, if I have a, just remember, name means name, simple. This is paragraph, right? Lorem, I will put 20 here. Then I'm gonna have a ul, right? And li, okay, something like this. Okay, fine. Let's save now, right? And look at here our, so I have paragraph, I have ul, I have li, right? So see, I have a heading, paragraph, ul and li. So if I go back to my page, right, and go to the style, and now I have so many element. Okay, so if I do paragraph, no caps lock, key tag, right? This is the name selection, and I will change color. Okay, color to red. Save this. See, the paragraph color change to red. Now I will select ul, right, and give a background color. Okay, background color to orange. Okay, and save. See, my ul tag become orange, and because these are the block element, right? Header, heading tag, ul tag are block. So see, the background means what? It will occupy the whole width of the box. The block means they are running from left to right of the screen. Okay, that is the block. Clear? So that is called name selection. Okay, what is the next kind of selection? ID selector and class selector, right? There is two more important one, ID selector and class selector. The ID selector use ID attribute of an HTML element. Attribute, what is attribute now? So let's give ID, right? So I will go here and I'm going to give ID to my UL tag. Okay, ID, right, and call it maybe list, right? List. Okay, list. So I go back here, how I select ID. So this was the name, right? I will change this now. Okay, to ID. So hashtag and list. If you have ID, you put the hashtag list, ID name. Okay, see how we apply, how we use attribute in our CSS. You have a attribute name and list. So this attribute, right, ID, and there will be class, right? Class attribute also. Let's give it the paragraph class, right? Let's say para1. Okay, so I mean, you may be asking when we can use class and ID, right? There is no difference. You can use any, it's okay. But the ID is used for unique, right? Let's say, and class can be used for multiple. Let's say there is many paragraph, right? You know, there is many paragraph. So you can give, and you want to have a same style, then you use a class. Okay, just give a same class name like that. Clear? So see, now same class name for two paragraph. Yeah, and let's check now, right, in our browser. So let's go back. See, the paragraph second also have they are same, right? I mean, there is a p tag style, so that's why they have the same color now. But if I go back and I'll change this to class, so the class is what? Para, right? Para, para1. And if I save now, nothing gonna happen. Nothing happened, right? The style is gone because this is wrong. If there is a class, I must put dot and save. So now the color changed to red. See, color change to red, right? Okay, so if I recap now, what we have done, we learned about the three different way to apply CSS: inline, internal, and external. Next, you can select element with the name, element name, heading 1, paragraph 1, UL, any element name you can, if that element has a text, you can take that name, right? Okay, clear? So if I have a span tag here, right? I saw you yesterday also, right? But if I have a span tag here and I put some text from span, right? Span. Okay. I can select this. I can give ID, right? ID. Let's say, you know, BG, right? BG. Maybe background, something I want to add. So I will go here. I just select ID. So ID is what? Hashtag BG, right? And I give a background color of blue and add some, yeah, that's it. Save this. Look at there. Do you see that? And I can add some padding also, right? So padding will increase. So let's put it 5 pixel all sides. So see, and if I want to round, right, border radius of maybe 12 pixel. It looks like that. See, I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? You have the access to that area. Span, right? Span box. Okay, so that's how we use span. All right, so now we learned class attribute, ID attribute, and then we learned the name selection, name, right? You can do the same thing if there is only one span, right? If you only one span, you just put a span tag also, fine. It will be same thing, right? No different. But let's say you have many span, then you will think, oh, how I gonna give, I don't want to give same style to all the span. Okay, ID is my friend, right? I will just give them each one an individual ID name. Okay, ID, right? So that's how I can use ID for individual element to apply different style. Clear? If I have to, use the class so that I can group lot of CSS, same CSS for many elements, so I can use class. But you can use class for individual also, does not matter. Give different name, class is fine. There is no different. Okay. So yeah, so that is selection, right? So we see here class ID selection. You can para one. Okay, there is already, right? Class selector dot, right? We learned that one. Okay, you just try, right? Create something in your page later on, right? This is called universal selector, right? The universal selector asterisk. And when we gonna use this? For one purpose, okay? Because every element has some gap, right? See that there is some margin. That's why it's spaced out outside, right? There is some gap in left, right? So there is some space between them. And normally what we do, right, we don't want that space. We want to reset it, okay, to 0. All the space gone, so that we can give our own style. Okay, we can use our own style. We don't want, because if you use the system space, right, like it coming from the browser, then we don't know, maybe in some browser there is set for big space, some maybe less space, so that will create trouble to our website. So normally what we do, no matter what space they have in the browser, we will reset that out. We can remove in any browser, right? So how we do that? We say universal selector, that is universal selector, that is star, and I say margin, right? Margin will be 0. So no matter which element, it means universally every element margin 0, padding also 0, and one more thing we apply, box sizing, right? Border box, okay? Once you do that, look at there, the change. Now the browser, there is no more space on the left, right, top, bottom, anywhere, right? Everything is gone. Okay, so that is, this is only you have to remember. I mean, this is margin, padding, box sizing, border box, right? And we're gonna learn about margin, padding later on, because right now we have not learned any property yet. Okay, we're just learning how to select the, or how to target the style, right? Basically how to target this element. Okay, so selection, that is called selection, right? So that is okay. Let's say we have h1 h2 paragraph, right? And you want to have all red color and text align center, for example. Okay, so I will just create here h1 again, right? Let's heading 1 again, and then I'm gonna put p tag lorem, only little text 10, right? And then I'm gonna have heading 1 paragraph, and what else? Heading 2 also. Let's put heading 2 also. Some text again for heading 2. Okay, done. Now I have h1 p and heading 2, right? Okay, and I want to select all that. I want to give color red and text align center. So see, do you think I'm gonna write all same thing 3 times? No, right? That is called grouping. We can apply style called grouping. Okay, like this: heading 1, s2, and paragraph, and then you can put the style in one place. So let's do that one. So I will go back here. I'll say heading 1, heading 2, and p tag, right? And I say color the red, and text align center. Okay, center. Save this. Okay, and this will, I mean, there is heading 1 on the top also, right? A paragraph as well. So see, all the heading now is red, color of the text is red, right? And the, I mean, they are in the center. But you see span tag also have the text color red, because we have not given color, right, to the span. So it will take from its parent, right? Who is the parent? The p tag. Paragraph is the parent for the span, so it coming from the parent. If I go back here, right, in span, and I will apply the color, maybe what color I say, orange. Let's give it orange, or maybe olive. Let's see what is that, right? Look at that, it changed now, but that is not good color, right? So let's change it to maybe here. Still not good. We cannot see that. Let's change the background color to maybe a little lighter, right? You can change here. See, you can just shift different color like that. Save. Oh, and then we can change here also, right? So let's make it more reddish color. Yeah, but it's the color of the span tag, not the parent p tag. You see, you can change that. Whatever you want, right? Is you can change. So we learned how to select in 3 different way, right? I think 3, right? Universal, the name, uh class, then id, and then you can select individual name. This is a name selection. You can add id or class, right? And then you can also group this multiple style. Basically you can group the style, same style for multiple element, like this, separate with comma. Okay, comma, right? Okay, what else is there? The rules now, see here. So there is a class id. This something is descendant also, right? Descendant. Okay, so how we can apply descendant style, how you do the descendant? Okay, so descendant means what? Let's understand now. Let's say I have a div, right? I have a div. Okay, or maybe section, or whatever box. This is a box, right? Let's call it header, right? For example, let's give it header. For example, this is any box. Okay, this is the parent, and there is a heading 1, and this is a logo. Okay, and there is a paragraph, not paragraph, but let's call it ul, right? Some list item with li, something like that. Home page. Okay, so shift down, home, about, and then maybe contact. Okay, so this is a logo, right? So look at the header now. In the header, descendant means I can, now there are many h1, there are ul also, right, outside, but I can just target to this header h1, that is called descendant. Okay, so how I can do that? I can say header h1. That's how you do that, right? And you can call it, let's say, color, right? Give a color to steel blue. Okay, steel blue. Okay, let's check now. So because the header has a background color, right? So I'm getting background color from the other header, but the color here, see, the color is still blue. So I can make the background color none also, right? I can do it background color maybe none. Let's put it none, see what happens. I don't know if that will work. No, right? There is no none, but let's change to maybe white. Okay, let's give it white. Oh, wh white, right? This is not a good idea, but let's look at here. There is a white background color, but our logo color is this. Sorry, text is this, right? It's still blue. This is a logo. See, you can change the direction also, right? Like text align, start, right? Something start. Yeah, let's put it start. So see, it's now moved to the left side. So I'm just targeting something inside the header. If there is something already style for this one, right? Like common style, heading one has already, then it will also come from there as well. So you have to be careful, right, how we do our styling, and you will see on the, I mean, when you start practicing, it will be okay. No need to worry, right? Similarly, if I go back here and I say header, right, and the ul tag, and I'm going to give, there is a background already, right, but I'm going to give background again with let's say this one. Okay, now see, there was an orange for ul right before on the top. Now is this blanched almond, whatever, right, color. See, so that's how this is called descendant selection. Okay, now there is more, right, like attribute selection and all that. Sometimes you're gonna see me using attribute selection also. So let's say I have a input, right, input type text. Okay, correct, and I'll give placeholder here, maybe, you know, enter your name, dot. Okay, so I can select this input tag name, or I can do the, you know, the, you can, I know you can do the input, right? This is a tag name. You can do the input is also input like that, but you can use the attribute as well. So that is what input. From input, maybe there is different kind of input, right? Radio button, checkbox, what else we have, a password, right, or email. The input, and then input, right, and then put this one, and the attribute is type, right? It will be what, text, like that. See, and if I give this what I can give, right, let's make it padding of 12 pixel top and bottom, left and right 24 pixel. I will do that and check now. Let's see. So see, this is big now, right? See, because of the padding. Okay, but if we have one more input, right, let's, for example, we have one more input with radio button, input type radio, right, and the text will be here. I will just put something, maybe radio. Okay, something like save. See, this input will be not affected. Okay, does not matter, right, because I have only target the type text. If I can do type radio, then all the radio input will be targeted. So that is called attribute selection also. Okay, so this selection is okay for now, right? Just remember id and class, that will be very important, and name, right? id and class and name for now. Okay, you're gonna do so much practice, right? You will remember, don't worry about that, you're gonna remember all this. So for now I'll just explain different way to select, and there is more complex selection also, we will go that in the advanced one. Okay, for now let's not worry about that. So you can practice, just practice here, right? See, this is the inline styling, right? Inline styling. And then what is color, different kind of color now, right? Background color, we're gonna study in the color property. Okay, background and the color and all that we're going to study later. So that's the color value, different color values, right? There is hundreds, and how you can apply different color. Okay, this is a hex code, this is the RGB way you write, this is HSL, so RGB a way, so this is the different way, HSL a way, red green blue, right? Red green blue alpha, so that is what we apply, red green blue. And this is the alpha, is the opacity, right? How much, like a, like how much transparency, right, in the style. So we will check all this in our CSS. So the next property is background color, right? Sorry, background, not only color, but there is a background property. Okay, so let's go to the background property. Let me close this for now. Let's create one more file, right? Let's do it, let's keep it here, background dot html, and we're gonna put a css, uh, bg.css, right, like that. So, oh, bs back, right, back, bsck, rename bsck background.html. So for now, right, there is a background, different, there are like 6 property in background. Okay, and we will be just focusing on few basic things in background right now. Okay, so let's check that. Okay, I will again create this. So let's do the background and link my css. So that will be dot backslash, and I will get my bg.css. Okay, so background, right? I will comment this out, and you know how to comment in index page like this, right? Okay, so if I have heading 1, right, and let's talk about background, ground background color. Okay, so this will be easy. How you select this? By h1. Now it's all about selecting, right? Selecting. So I will select h1 by name. I have only one h1, so I'll just do this. If I have multiple h1, then I will give a class or maybe id. But now I have only one, so I will just keep it the name. So now how you apply background? Like this, background color, right? And you apply aquamarine, right? Okay, that's it. And we're gonna go live view. I will go open, right click, live server, right? See, so let me close this all, live server. See, you got the background here. So that's how you apply background color. Simple, background color, right? Next, how we gonna do the there is a background color. Okay, now you can, this is the name, right? Name, color, name of the color. You can change to RGB color also, like see that this is the RGB, this is hex code, right? But I can just click here and change to RGB. Let's go RGB now. See, that's the RGB, right? Red, green, blue, for the same color. Okay, I just have to bring my cursor here, right, and the VS Code will give me option to select. Just click on this, just click here, and you can change, right, to hex code. So normally we use RGB or hex. Okay, sometimes you're gonna use RGB. Okay, but you're gonna also give RGBA, right, like that. And what is A? Saturation. Okay, so saturation means the transparency, how much transparent, right? So let's check now how it looks. Okay, see, is there some changes? No, right, you don't see too much, but let's change this to 1, right, or 2 maybe. See that it's more like a, the more faded one, right, more like a lighter background. Okay, so if you need to apply something like this, the same color, but you want to reduce the resolution, right, like bring it down, then you can apply RGB A, right. A is the alpha value, and that is the how dense the color is, right, basically how transparent, you can call transparent, or maybe the color thickness or dense, whatever, right. Okay, so more it grows, it will be maximum to 1, the highest one is 1, right, like that. Okay, so this is the highest, and it will go down, right, gradually. Okay, so it drop down, that is alpha. Okay, so that is one way, but normally what we do in our CSS, we're gonna use our hex code. So see now, because I have that alpha before, right, HSLA also, the huge saturation, and I don't know this name, right, L is a huge saturation, and L is what value of L, and A is the alpha also, right, RGB, HSL, and hex code. So you see, you can toggle between different one now. Okay, so even the hex code has this alpha value, right, see. So for now, let's go back, change to our normal, no, just change to this, remove the alpha, we don't need, right, for now. Let's remove that and keep it our normal, you know. Oh, why is coming back? And delete. Okay, you have to delete this, save, then only it will be changed now, right? So you can be getting hex code, or maybe the name of the color. Okay, hex code or name of the color we will be using. Okay, so that is the color. Okay, so how we apply background image, right, like that, and there will be URL, right, URL, and you put the background image inside here. Okay, the colon dot slash, we don't have any image, so let's find it somewhere. So we had from study, right, let's bring that up. So let's go back, and will be here. And what is that profile? What is download image? Okay, I'll just see, if you want to bring from here, right, like this, but you have to just drag it. Okay, then it will be added. You copy paste, not work. Copy paste, you have to go to the directory and paste there. Okay, but you just grab and bring it, drag and drop, that will work. So I will just do dot slash, and now I have image here. Okay, so background image in the heading 1. Wow, let's check now. See there, right, and you cannot see the text now because the background, has already, the background and the text is not like it's not matching up, right. So because the heading 1 size is very small, okay, right, that's why you cannot see all the background image. Even the image is big, you cannot see that. Clear? So what should we do now? You're gonna give some height, right, or maybe some padding. Let's add some padding, uh or why not we apply background in the body? Let's try that, right. Let's go back, and I'm going to select the body tag, body, right, and give a background color and see what happened. Okay, so I just select the body and have given the background image to this. So now it looks something like this. it just cover the whole screen, right? But if I have to give a, let's give a border, right, to the body and see if body has grown also with the image or not, or maybe just image is floating all the way. So let's try, right? So 5 pixel solid red. So see, we're not gonna see here, right? It's just cover everywhere. It will be difficult to see that. So if I apply some padding, let's give some padding right in the body, then maybe we will be able to see. Padding list 20 pixel. See, nothing changed, right? Because image has just cover everything. But if I select image and let's make it width of 100% and object fit to content, right? Still no change. Okay, that's fine. So it just cover the whole background, right? Whole body. Okay.
There, I think maybe it's because your border says 5 ps instead of pixel.
Oh yeah. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, yeah, that was the mistake. Okay. Yeah, so now you see right here. See that? So that means my what do you call that? My body. Even I added the background to the body, right? That's what I was trying to show, but there was something wrong. Okay, let's cover this for now. So if I refresh, it's okay, right? See, that's the body. Okay, the body has not grown, right? Body is still the same size of the whatever the normal size, right? Because we have added the padding, that's why it looks big, but normally the body is small. See that? And the image is background. We have selected what? We have selected the background body, but image is covering the whole screen. But the body actually in reality, right, the body is still small. Okay, see that? The body is still that border, right? The red box. And that's what you have to be you have to understand. Okay, the body did not grow, right, according to the size of the screen or according to the size of the image. Okay, so always remember that the body will only grow when you start adding text inside the body, right? Inside the body here, inside the body here, right? When you add the text here, let's say if I add paragraph now, right, then only it will be growing. So see, there is a paragraph, but now the body grow, right? See, there is a paragraph, the body grow. So remember that when you add background to the body, it's not gonna grow. Okay, so for now, just see how we are learning how to apply the background image. We see that once you have background image, right, there is something called background position. Okay, background position, right? So that will be, you can put center like that, center, or maybe top left, whatever, right? So there is some value you can apply. Okay, so see, now if I do center now, right, the image get in the center of the image is focus now, right? Because image was large. Okay, and it was hiding the real content of this image, okay, before, right? So that is one thing you can apply, like top let's say top background position start from top, right? So see, you don't see now, it will start from the top left, right? So let's call it top left. So it's the same thing, but if I do center, it mostly we do center, right? But depends, how you want to position your image, right? So there is top left, top right, center, bottom left, bottom right, how you want to position perfectly, right? That depends on our requirement. Okay, so for example, if I need to display this as a background, then I will make sure I put the proper position. Then what else we have? Background position, background size, right? Maybe background size will be contain, cover. So let's make it cover, means it will cover the whole screen. Contain, right? I believe let's make it contain. So see, contain means now there is a repetition, right? The image is repeating all this, repeating. If I do cover, it will cover the whole thing, right? Whole thing, see. But there is repetition also. Now you see the image is repeating now, right? So to remove that one, we have background repeat. Okay, so repeat x, repeat y, no repeat, repeat x, repeat y, no repeat. Okay, so we add no repeat. That means our image looks something like this now, right? So now it gets the real size of the image. Okay, we can increase this, right? We can increase this by background size in content, this content, right? Why? Okay, content, why is case only? Oh, content means it just try to fit inside the background, right? Say content, sorry, inside the body only. But background size, let's say in the center. If we put, let's try now, right? Top left and see what happened. Top left, right? So you see it started in the top left. Now we can see now, right? Top left. Okay, so you can change the position, right? So normally what you're gonna do is I believe you can just do cover, right? Cover, okay, to cover the whole screen, right? Whole size, okay, top left and then cover, right? So it will be covered. So you have to play around with this property, right? Different value, but you're gonna learn this right now. Let's not too much stress out. Okay, these are the few properties you have to remember: background image, position, size, repeat, and then there is, I think, a big position, size, repeat. There is one more, I believe: background, repeat, position. I mean there is filter, position, x, attachment, background attachment, right? Yeah, background attachment. So it will be fixed, scroll, or see, sometimes there is a image on the back, right? Fixed, okay, and the text will be scrolling, something like that you see somewhere, right? So sometimes just put it fixed, and that's okay. Fixed, it's just fixed in the page, okay. And if there is a lot of text, the text will scroll. So normally we're gonna use fixed when you have background image, okay. So these are the property for the background image. You're gonna have background color, and then for image all this, right? I can remove this one, or for the body we don't need. But the only thing I put that border for the body to show you that body has not increased. The body, the box of the body is still the same size as the content. Only you have added the background for the whole screen, right? But that's what you have to, in the future, right? When we do some more projects in advanced course, we will try to play around and try to understand more on this. Okay, so yeah, so let's stop here, background. So what else now, right? You can let's say we have a div, right? So we have a div here, okay, and we call it id. Let's call it box, right? And attaching image is different now. Attach image, remember, we are doing study, right? That is different. This is a background, and there was a figure, right? You put a figure, you know all that is different again. You put image, right? We can add any image here, but just remember that this image we add in the index page. Background, you can use it using css, right? So just remember that. Okay, so now okay, so now we got the background, right? Background out. Let's look at the next property, right? Okay, let's go to our, yeah, there is a message. Sorry, I didn't check anyone message today. Okay, let's check. So okay, so center, basically we target like x axis and y axis, okay? X axis and y axis, right? So that's why we call it center. So even if you put center, then it should apply for x and y directly, right? Normally when you have one value, then it should cover the all side. But you know center means, just remember that one is x axis and y axis. Okay, yeah, so let's continue. We'll do a couple of more. Let's go back, right? Back to our, did I close that link? Yeah, I believe I closed, right? The GitHub. So everyone, you can just always look at the GitHub and go around. So let's go back now here, right? Okay, we went through this one. We went, so there is, you can see the how to apply all the style, background color, image, repeat, attachment, position. This is shorthand, right? Shorthand for all that. So for every property there is shorthand also, okay? Like you put the background. I mean, if I have to write all this right in one line, how I will do that? I'll just say body and background, right? Background, and then the first one is URL, right? So I'll just do URL. Just copy this, URL. Then you can put the other one, right? So there is a, I think there is the, like, the position, right? Let's say this first one is URL, then you can apply this straightforward here, right? So you can say top left like that, then move again, and then you say cover, cover, and then no repeat, and then fix, right? Something like that, okay? But see, I think we have to look, right, which one goes first and which one goes after, okay? There is a sequence you should add, right? So if I comment this out, this will be okay. This will be same, right? Sorry. Let's go back and check now. So see, there is some mistake now, right? You cannot see the background color because there is some mistake. Okay, so let's check. If I will remove this first and save, you're going to see the background. So what is the sequence? Even I don't remember. Okay, background sequence will be right. Background image, background size, the background size, right? Let's call it cover. Okay, and then background image, no. Background size, no repeat. Let's call it no repeat. Yeah, so that is okay. Then fixed, save, that is fine. Then cover, I believe cover. So no, not cover. Then fixed, no repeat, top left. Yeah, and then cover, right? Cover. Why cover is not working? Okay, so you see the sequence, right? There is sequence, you have to put it, okay, and that should be fine, okay. But top left, let's make it center, right? See what happens. Center, yeah, so that's the center. So that's the shorthand, okay? Like you can put every property, right? When there is multiple style for one property, you can use shorthand. So we're gonna learn that in margin, padding, border, and all there, right? How you, because normally we're gonna use margin padding in a shorthand property, okay? So we're gonna explore more. We're gonna learn more about shorthand and how to use that in our margin and padding section. Okay, so I want to continue a little bit more, right? Let's do that. Okay, 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 background. So you can just open this, right? Here you can find that, let's see. That's the W3 school. So link will be, so if you want, you can just look at here, but for now, no need to stress too much. Okay, let's leave it. Everything will come together, right? So when we do the project. So let's just look at the box model now, right? And then we're gonna stop. Okay. So the box model. Let's stop this, and I will create one more file. Box model dot HTML, right? And box dot CSS. So what is box model now? Link dot slash. Okay, so we call it box model. So normally what gonna happen, right? Box model means how we look at our element. Okay, as I said, that every element is a box. Every element is a box, and the box, what are the things in the box? So what are the thing, right? Box has, every element has. So look at here, the margin, then you're gonna have border, padding, and the content. Okay, so the there is a size of the box now, right? So on the left, on the left side, you add all that, right? Margin, padding, border, right? And right side, you add all margin, border, and padding, right? Basically margin, border, and padding. And the content size, whatever the content or text, right? So that is the width of the box, and the height, same thing. Okay, you add the top, margin, border, padding, and margin, border, padding, right? On the bottom, also on the bottom. So that is the height, basically the content height as well, right? So that's how the every element should look. When you create any element, right, you just imagine this box. When you are creating any element, just close your eyes and look at that. Oh my god, this element is the box, and it may have margin, border, padding, all that. Okay, so we can simply take one example, right? Here I'm going to create heading 1 and learning about box model. Okay, now, so there is this box, right? This h1 is a box, and every element, same thing. Okay, when I say h1 means, you just imagine all element is a box, no matter what is a box, right? And it has 4 side. Okay, so let's start, right? Let's start first giving some style. H1. So first I will give what? Let's start from the inside, right? So I can give a width. First, let's give us some background, right? And then we're gonna see how it grows. Okay, background color to red. So now I need to bring it live, right, to see this. Okay, so see, this is a box. Okay, you can see now, right? This is a box, and I have not removed any margin or padding. Okay, I have not removed, right? So let's go back here, and I'm going to remove now. So if anyone has difficulty, right, understanding, don't worry. Okay, because this thing's gonna be repeat. Maybe I will repeat this 100 times. Okay, in next 1 week, right? So just look at, just try to understand whatever you can, and it's okay. Some of you know already, but the people who don't know, no need to worry. uh Box. Okay, so I have given the background color, correct? This is red, and right now the length is what? Okay, let's put a universal selector and remove all the margin padding first. Okay, so I will do universal selector here. Margin will be 0, padding will be 0, and box sizing, right? Border box, this thing will be always. So now this, everything is gone, right? There is no margin, no padding, and nothing. Okay, so what I said, now every box can have what, width of the content, right? So that content width is right now is here. Okay, that's the width, right? But the block element is taking the whole width of the screen. Remember that for now, right? The screen, whatever the size of this screen, is the width right now. Okay, now if I add some margin, right? Let's add margin. There is a four side margin. Okay, top, right. So go from clockwise. Okay, start from clockwise. So remember, in the image, right, background image, we did not know the position, right, which will start in the shorthand, right? But in the margin and padding and border, start from clockwise. So top is what, top is margin top, right? So I will put 20 pixel, that is margin. If I put 20, that is all side, all four side, right? So see, it moves 20 pixel on all side. Now look at here, there is 20 on the right, 20 on the left, 20 on the top, and 20 on the bottom. So you go margin top, margin right, margin bottom, and left. That is 20. Okay, so that is margin, right? But first let's understand the box model. So you have margin, after that there will be border, right? Border will be, let's give it 10 pixel. I will put all together in border, solid and blue, right? Blue. So that's the border is what, the margin is outside of border. Remember that margin is outside of border. So there is a border all side, 10 pixel border all side. Okay, now inside the border is what, padding. So let's put padding, right? Padding will be, let's give it 20 pixel also. So now inside the border, right, the area inside the border is padding. So the content, this is the text, right? This is the text, and outside the text and inside the border, that is a padding. So I have 20 pixel padding in all four sides. We will learn about margin, border, and padding, right, and their properties later on. But right now we just understand where is margin, where is border, and where is the padding. Okay, in any element, right? And this creates a box now. Okay, so that's the box model, right? And we will explore more about margin, padding, and box model tomorrow class. Okay, so we can leave it up to here. And yeah, okay, so we will talk about any question, right, later on. So let's stop for this. But remember that when you look at this design, right, this diagram, see, that is exactly same thing, right? You have margin, and always for all these three item, right, margin, border, and padding, you go the clockwise. So that will be margin top, margin right, margin bottom, margin left. About border top, border right, clockwise. Okay, border bottom, and border left. Padding top, padding right, padding bottom, padding left. And we will explore and try to do all this shorthand and how you add all that tomorrow. So, and we will understand more about box model tomorrow. Okay, so there is the box model. So see, we adding box, border box, right? Border box, let's do it tomorrow, right? I don't want to confuse too much. Okay, let's do it tomorrow. So thank you very much. Let me stop here my recording.